Warning: this video contains information which proves George W. Bush has already unlawfully conspired with foreign governments to help U.S. and global corporations wage war on the American middle class without congressional approval or knowledge of the American people. Their weapon of choice, an endless flow of illegal aliens across our open borders.
Why are they waging war on the middle class? To quote George Bush's longtime buddy from Texas, former Commerce Secretary Don Evans, "Lou, we're just trying to level the playing field for all workers." Lou Dobbs replied, "It sounds like you're trying to lower the wage of the American worker down to the wage of the Chinese worker." This is why Bush.GOV is waging war on the middle class, to permanently lower American wages so that corporations can maximize their profit levels, all in the name of reducing terrorism by increasing the wage, economy, and lifestyle of the foreign worker.
That's why George W. Bush and Mexican President Fox met with Canadian Prime Minister Martin on March 23, 2005.
In the following frame, you will see the new symbols, signs, and alliances of the New World Order's North American Union. This is not a conspiracy theory, but a fact, a matter of record. It is here and now.
Bush, Fox, and of course Canadian Prime Minister Paul Martin were the originators of the so-called Security and Prosperity Partnership, which critics call nothing more than a North American Union. It means open borders, commerce at all costs, and by the way, without the approval of either American voters or the U.S. Congress. Christine Romans reports.
Waco, Texas, 2005. Under these three men, the Security and Prosperity Partnership was born. An effort, the governments say, to harmonize regulations and increase cooperation between three very different countries. The Mexican president in Cancun this spring.
We need to elevate the competitiveness of our economies.
And a new Canadian Prime Minister joining the discussions as this North American partnership barrels ahead, with departments and ministries of all three governments working quickly to integrate North America by 2010. The official progress report boasting, quote, implementation is on track. And now Mexico's new president, Felipe Calderon, widely expected to keep the progress moving. Critics, though, say there's too little transparency and no congressional oversight. Say foreign policy elites are promoting a European-style union, erasing borders between the three countries and eventually moving to a single North American currency called the Amero. A Commerce Department spokesman, however, denies this, quote, there is absolutely no plan for a common currency. Speculation about that erupted again this week after some in the Canadian business contingent included it on a list of their long-term goals for the SPP. But people involved with the partnership between the three countries are very quick to distance themselves, Lou, from that very, very unpopular idea.
The fact is, and everyone watching you and that report tonight, for any American to think that it is acceptable for the President of the United States and this executive department of his government, his administration, our government, to proceed without the approval of Congress or a dialogue and a debate and a public voice from the people of this country is absolutely unconscionable.
The defense of those folks who are saying that they're involved with the SPP is that they're not doing anything that would require congressional approval or voter approval. They're just harmonizing the regulations between the three countries.
What they're doing is creating a brave new world, an Orwellian world, in which the will of the people is absolutely irrelevant. And I think we've had a sampling of what's going to happen to people who do that in the future. I can't imagine this standing. But then again, I couldn't imagine its beginning, nor the fact that it's gotten this far.
My fellow Americans, we have only 15 months to build a multi-state network of chapters and numbers strong enough to influence the course of the 2008 federal and state elections.
That election cycle will determine whether the United States of America will remain a unified sovereign nation governed by its electorate.
Or will our nation become just another prey for the economic interest of the transnational corporate empires, or anachronistic fanatics whose goal is to plunder the principles established by our founding fathers?
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.